Deep in the caves of an unknown location stood a challenge that no video game player ever hoped to accept. For many centuries, a savage ruler named King Faron ruled his village with an iron fist, executing anyone who defied his authority. Even great warriors such as Julius Caesar fell victim to his reign of terror. Traveling 1,000 years into the future, King Faron brought his dictatorship into the 21st century, forcing gamers to play one of the most frustrating games of the new millennia, Scorpion King, Rise of the Akkadian. Many gamers attempted to flee, but Faron's guards slaughtered them all. Weeks after the murder, 3 brave gamers, the frustrated game reviewer, Cancer Chris, and Jackass Jimmy all sought the challenge to send Faron back to his era and end his dictatorship for good. Unfortunately, they failed, and Chris died after his attempt with this shitty-ass game. Jackass Jimmy escaped from town, but the frustrated game reviewer was beaten to a pulp by King Faron and his guards. Faron left him with 2 options: either complete his challenge or die.
Jimmy, Chris, today's shitty game. Can I at least have my peace? Today's shitty game is Scorpion King, that movie that came out 11 years ago with The Rock in it. Damn, that movie really did come out 11 years ago. Didn't that movie come out 11 years ago? I guess so. If anything, you should remember the trailer to this fucking movie.
And let me tell you, this game is awesome. This game is electrifying. This game is kicking ass and taking names.
Now he knows he's a lying sumbitch, as Stone Cold would have called him, because this game is just fucking frustrating. I mean, it's a pile of piss that soaks in your mouth. It's just not a good game. That shouldn't come as a surprise, should it? Can you name 4 shitty games based off of movies quicker than I can? I remember the last time I held this shit, I was playing Resident Evil 1 the remake. Remember how much more elaborate the graphics were compared to that PlayStation version? I mean, that shit was like a fucking caveman. I'm only saying this shit because I really don't want to play the game. Fuck! Alright, we're playing the game. You happy? Fuck. To begin with, one of the developers for this game is Point of View Games. I remember this company produced titles such as Mortal Kombat Trilogy and Ready to Rumble Boxing. How the hell did they get involved with a game like this? Throughout the game, the story follows the plot of the movie but in a different twist. Matthias begins his journey in a town called Kemet. The Rock looks like the developer got one of his son's wrestlers and tried to use it as an archetype for design. He doesn't have any true facial features, and every animation of his body looks fake. The controls are decent throughout. A does his basic punch combo, while B does a punch and kick combo called a strong attack. The most annoying shit about attacking is not being able to combo while in motion. It's fucking ridiculous because he always does his drop bull attack as you try to get him to stand still. Fuck. It's a pain in the dick when a gang of enemies surround you too, because then the camera angles start to go haywire. Punching is bullshit too. In order to land in it, you have to face your enemy like a trained soldier. It's surprising to me how you can land an entire combo, but half of your punches and kicks will actually hit them. One attack I found to be disappointing is the ground punch. I swear it doesn't do any damage to the enemies, it's weaker than that combo Skate does on Streets of Rage 2. Back to those camera angles though. Be prepared because you'll be constantly adjusting them. If you're even slightly erratic on the C analog, your whole viewpoint will be thrown off, so instead, you have to gently move it like you're hauling 50 tons of cargo with a crane. For the most part, the story begins pretty fair. You start off fighting with your bare hands, but after gaining a little experience, you'll find a bronze sword in the treasure chest. One trick that sends you running like a chicken with his ass cut off is this one. There were 17 guards I just defeated, but the game indicates that more enemies still remain. Like where? Because when I walk around, I don't see a damn person. So I ended up backtracking through 3 doors trying to figure out where to go, but guess what? The whole time you're supposed to knock down a ledge that causes more guards to appear on screen. How fucking obvious. The ledge doesn't even have any signals indicating that it's even breakable, so why the hell would I just randomly charge into it? As you continue through more BS, that's when you realize how tough this game really is. It's like, fuck, some parts have insane amounts of enemies. It's extremely unfair how quickly they can gang up on you. They barely give you a chance to get your shit together, and their swords damn sure don't help the issue. Once you gain entrance to the palace, it's confusing trying to figure out where to go. Every door looks the same, so you'll need to know what door you just left. If not, then you'll end up having to repeat this challenge over and over again whether you want to or not. After a fuckload of guards, you'll stumble into a room where these concubines await your arrival. Why were they waiting for me? That King Faron guy must have some really low libido. Anyway, they tell you he's asleep in his shrine on the other side of the palace. This room where these dogs are, it's like fighting a character on Eternal Champions. They never stop attacking, and I can't stand this shit. That ground punch and special attack is your best friend in this world, so I hope your thumbs are in shape because you're gonna be tapping the fuck with the X and Y button. Speaking of those, why did they decide to use X and Y for controls? What's wrong with down C, left C, right C, and up C? Just a random thought. When you reach the King's room, you'll get a cutscene showing you that he's died from some weird mummy disease. As you investigate, Anubis, the cat version of Wesley Snipes, appears. He's not that difficult. At first, you'll think you can attack him like other enemies, but you're really supposed to wait for him to make concrete crash to the ground, pick it up, and then stun him with it. When he's out, you just follow the pattern of low sweeping the fuck out of his legs, and then he's done for. After that, the Underworld guy Magus transports you to the dungeons where you meet this old man who convinces you to help him escape. And here, your enemies consist of guards, these Moloch looking things, and then snakes. The snakes can go to hell with the boulder strapped on their tails because they're fucking annoying. In other words, fuck them. Again, the only way you can attack is either with the ground punch or the low sweep, just like those damn dogs. But what's really a bitch is when they poison you. If only I could just find one guard to get some health. Ah, fuck! I'm dead. I fucking hate snakes. I was only trying to help you. Once you pass all of these enemies, the next boss is the Serpent. He's not too bad. One thing you have to watch out for is his bites though, because they can poison you, but you can get an antidote after every attack. You have to wait until he tries to bite you, and then you can counterattack, and from there, just pray that this works every time. After about 7 hits, he's done for. Good boss, I'll admit, but it was fair enough that if you lost, you wouldn't be too mad about his cheap hits. When you win, you'll have to travel back to your village and find that your training master King Ermit has been hurt. You fight hordes and enemies from all levels throughout the game, so many parts can be frustrating, including these flying eagle warrior ships. In a cutscene, King Ermit and the old man tell you about a powerful sword located in the Underworld. This leads Matthias on an odyssey that results in him becoming shipwrecked on this strange island. Once you explore, these soldiers warn you about a beast they've been trying to tame and try to force you off the island, but Matthias ignores them and wants to fight it. Damn. This guy's like Leon on Resident Evil, always so curious to get involved in danger that others try to avoid. So you go through this island beating the shit out of these guys until you reach this Medusa type boss that can turn you into stone. She's kinda tricky at first, because your initial thought would be, how the fuck am I supposed to attack her? The trick is you're supposed to deflect her attacks against her. Watch out for those aggravated snakes though, because the minute you get a chance to attack her, they'll be right up under your ass fucking you up. Make sure you get that shield too if you even want to stand a chance at winning. Once she's defeated, you continue through the dungeon fighting the toughest enemies yet. These fucking skeletons that shoot fire from their chests and the ones that poison you will really test your patience more than those snakes from before. They like to pussy their way around you and shoot from far distances. Never more than before would you want to shut this shit off, but since my life's in jeopardy, the madness must go on. The Minotaur boss isn't that bad. He's sorta like the Gyarados in Resident Evil 4. All you have to do is lure him to charge at you and then he'll clumsily run into the wall.
From there, you can get maybe 3 or 4 hits in on him, but you're gonna be doing this for a long time. Once he's done, you'll get transported into this place that looks like everything Michael Myers thinks of daily. These demons slash humans slash cats move fast as hell, so you have to be alert on every step. One part that threw me off were these jumps. At first I thought I could just hit the first gong and then make it to the door, but when I tried that, the damn door was still locked. Then I was so confused, I figured maybe you had to fight the ghost to get the damn door to unlock. Nope. Then what the hell am I supposed to do? After minutes of fucking around, I noticed that when the first timer started, more gongs were available to be hit. But who the hell knew to hit every gong before the first timer went off in the same order? If you do this correctly, then the door becomes unlocked. Just a side note, I like when the doors open up in Michael Myers' mind. At least it doesn't sound like Kentaro doing stretches. The design for this stage just gets fucking weird. Certain doors open like a pair of hands, and these jumping cats fly at you like a bat who just saw a fat net to chew on. Platforming is fucked on here too. To me, this is the game's fatal flaw, whether you're jumping or waiting for Matthias to take his sweet ass time climbing. Like, just jump, motherfucker. The pattern for these reappearing ones is the worst. Once you think you got it, it'll descend and take you along with it. He climbs up it too like he's a 5-year-old taking gymnastics. These jumping mechanics are arguably the worst in the 21st century. Remember the slipperiness from Page Master? How about Decap Attack? I'll just say it like this, the jumping on here is the equivalence of that. Once you gain access to the door, you fight the Sphinx. This guy's probably the most annoying boss I've ever fought against. He summons those cats to attack you, and you're supposed to look at whatever the icon is on top of him so that you can punch the same icon on the ground just to attack. Once this happens, a giant sandstorm randomly knocks you back, and then you have to make your way through fireballs to attack him. Easy, right? Hell no, because once he gets his health low, magical electricity starts forming on the ground and you can barely even stand up without getting hit and knocked down by it. Fuck! The best solution is to run as fast as you can through the fireballs. Like, just ignore how fast they go and only focus on making it to him. And once you get there, you better beat the fuck out of him worse than Liu Kang did Shang Tsung, because it's your only chance to attack. Once he's done, you go through more underground labyrinths where you fight more snakes and encounter more platforming. The most annoying platforming on here is this one. After going through this shit 3 times, the last thing you want to do is fuck up on the last one, especially since it's going to get you out of this place. Alright, just get over to that platform. Jump. Jump. Oh, fuck! Now I have to try again. After that, you finally meet the Lord of the Underworld, as I like to call him, Apep. Some half-dragon snake thing who wraps himself around columns and shoots fireballs at you. This fucker can get kind of annoying, but once you see that all he does is just wraps himself around the columns and then waits up there like a bitch, he's really not that bad because you just knock down the columns and then beat the shit out of him with whatever weapon you got. After he's defeated, you sneak into the Garden of Magus. While going through this level, you fight enemies from all levels throughout the game, including the Minotaur, 3 times. At least it isn't like Rebel Raiders Operation Nighthawk where you fight previous bosses on previous stages, and I'll admit they did deserve their laziness on this last level. In the end, you find out that Magus was really that old man you met in the prison and freed, and you have to save Rama and Jessup, Matthias' brothers, from the coma that Magus put them in. To say the least, once again, this is one of the most frustrating bosses in humanity. You're constantly running around the room while these cat things are on you, and when he's available to attack, your combos don't do shit to him. No matter how many you perform, you'll be lucky if you even drain 1/4 of his health. But he, on the other hand, can kill you in 7 hits with his sword. You put at such a disadvantage, you have to repeat this for at least 45 minutes, and this is only his first form. After putting up with him for an hour, why the hell does he have to have 2 forms? For his second form, you have to ground push these platforms until a giant orb comes out and knocks him out, allowing you to attack. From there, you would just have to swipe at him like a normal opponent. The ending is shit too. There's nothing worse than going through all this shit, all this frustration to see a shitty ending. All that happens is the tower collapses and Jessup, Ramos, and Matthias stand there. What a fucking waste.
Come to my room, kill my people, and make me play shitty game. We must fight to the death.
anyway, what a shitty ass fucking game. I've never been so disappointed about a fucking movie license title game in my life. I mean, that shit is really like... It's just not a good game. I mean, saying this game is good, it's like saying you would prefer Will Ferrell in an action movie over Sylvester Stallone. I mean, it's a pile of tits, and I'll never play that shit again. Besides, I got some cocaine to sell. So see you on the next episode.